Alright, welcome back to the channel. So today I figured it was time to bring out my last deck that I made for Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much the story behind this is that I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while. I want to say 3 to 4 years, I would say. And then recently, I guess this deck is like 2 years old at this point, but I think recently. But anyway, there was a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments at the LGS that I was at. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get back in the game. And from what I could tell from doing because I like to do some research before I jump into anything. And I already knew kind of what the game was, becoming. And so I already knew it was a lot of decks where if you don't have an answer on turn one, you lose the game pretty much. Rather they, put a bunch of monsters out that have like negates of some kind, and they lock you out that way, or they just win the game on turn one. So if you have no interaction, you die. So I decided to build this deck, and obviously, it's Exodia, right? It's been around for a long time. This deck's been around for a while. But people obviously don't play it at all anymore. So I thought it'd be kind of a fun deck to bring back into like the new meta and stuff like that, just to see how it would do. And as far as like the price, I was like, I'm just gonna buy the cheapest cards that I possibly can for this deck because I just don't care. Like, I just wanted to play the game again and, get some wins with this. And if I go first, I'm probably going to win. If I go second, I'm going to 100% lose. I can talk about some sideboard options. Effect Veiler probably be one. Just some way to try to stop them from doing their stuff on, if they're going first, just some way to stop them. Because this deck has no interaction at all in the main board. So you would have to side in 15 hand traps in the second game, and then in the third game, or you just concede and just go to game 3. That would probably be the best option. And then try to win the game on game 3, or try to win the match on game 3. So we'll go through it. I mean, it's a pretty standard list, I would say. I made this deck for like $30, I think, which I think is fantastic. I'll kind of go through what I'm playing and why. So you need all 5 pieces, obviously, because if you play this with 4, I mean, what are you doing? That'd be pretty funny though. White Stone of Legend, we're running the trade-in version here. Thunder Dragon. So if you discard this, you add a Blue Eyes from deck to hand, and then you can, do some other stuff. Thunder Dragon thins the deck out a lot. Got 2 Blue Eyes. I don't remember. It's from Legendary Collection 1. These were like $1 a piece or something, which was great. So far this deck is like under $10, or not, probably under $5 at this point. So many reprints. And then 1 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and I'll get to that in a minute. And this is the best card in deck. You only want to run 1 of these, or you only need 1 of these in the game. If you draw the second one, you're gonna have to discard it somehow, but this card is incredibly good in this deck, because when you get 3 spell counters, you remove it all 3 and you draw a card. So obviously you need Magical Library. Upstart Goblin. I think it went to 3 at some point. I mean, they're always updating the ban list every 5 minutes, so it's hard to keep up. Trade-in, obviously really good in this deck. Cards of consonants. 3 of those for your 3 dudes, Whitestone Legends. And then you need 3 tune tables, because you just keep like, so you play one, get the other one, play one, get the other one, and then play the last one, you go get Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and then you trade it in. Dark World Dealings, just another draw spell. Reload, because why not? Sometimes you just get stuff in your hand that you don't really, maybe things aren't really working out that well for you, and you just need to draw some new cards. Hand Destruction, and it just filters. Card's pretty good, excuse me. Pot of Avarice, I think it's at 3 now, but I think 1 is fine, because you only really need to play 1 in order to get the combo, or get what you need into the void. I don't know if this is banned anymore. They can't make up their minds on the ban list, so there's 1. I think at the time it was limited, so I don't know. You would have to swap it out with something else if it's banned, but I don't know. And then 1 Pot of Duality, and yeah, that is pretty much the whole deck. You keep thinning your deck out, drawing cards until you get Exodia on turn 1 or turn 0 or whatever. And if they have interaction, you lose, and if they don't have any interaction, you win. That's just how the game is. So obviously, like I said, the sideboard would be Nibiru, probably 3 of those, or if you're going second, Lava Golem is probably terrible now, but it gets around a lot of monsters that have like negate effects and stuff, so maybe it's not that bad. Kaijus are probably fine. Just you'd have to board in like 15 cards that just are like hand traps and whatever. But yeah, this is the deck. It was fine. Obviously in the new meta, like if they have a draw unlock, I just lost the game on the spot, and that's just how the game went, it's kind of just how the game is, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all.